He's Paul Charchian. I'm Mike Durkin, and this is Fantasy Victory Now. And Charch, is Tom Brady back?
Yeah, I've taken a lot of heat because I was so down on Tom Brady. And then, of course, you know, with all of the national attention on him, he goes and has a really nice game against a very good defense. So is he back? No. I'm not getting off of this. Yeah, he had a nice game on Monday night in almost ideal circumstances. He faced almost no rush all night. He was highly motivated after the previous week's horrible outing on national television. That game was his first game with more than one touchdown pass in half a season, 8 straight games. And he hasn't hit the 300-yard plateau in 9 weeks. So, no, I'm not ready to say everything's just suddenly back and ready for Tom Brady again. Sure, it's going to have a few other good games left at some point here and there, but I don't think he's an every week starter. I think he's a matchup play from here on out, like a lot of middle tier quarterbacks. And Mike, that's about it for Brady for me.
All right, well, he was the waiver wire darling last week. Where was Larry Donnell on Sunday?
Larry Donnell, yeah. I mean, coming into the game, he had been targeted 8, 9, 6, and 8 times, and then last Sunday he got targeted once. So clearly the Giants saw something in the Falcons that made them feel they wanted to attack with their wide receivers. I mean, they threw to Roddy White constantly. Odell Beckham got in this matchup. I fully expect Donnell to be back on the game plan Sunday against the Eagles, not panicking on Larry Donnell.
All right, Ben Tate, the Browns said it, and they did what they said. They played Ben Tate back at the #1 running back spot, but Terrence West, Isaiah Crowell, they played really well in his absence. What does this mean for them?
I watched all of Ben Tate's carries last week, 24 touches, I think, to see how he got to his 123 yards. The biggest key to his success was his offensive line, and it's been a great run-blocking offensive line all year long for whoever's back there. The Browns blew the doors off the Titans at the line of scrimmage. Now, to Tate's credit, he did take advantage of the holes he was given, so there's that, and he's got a little burst, a little strength, and he gives some bad angles at the second level, the linebacker level. He can't run outside very well, though. His hands are just okay. He didn't do anything that I think Isaiah Crowell or Terrence West couldn't do. Now, you can't start Crowell and West right now because all the work's going to Tate, but Tate's not so good that he can't give this job away in any week.
All right, Jim Caldwell said that he kind of regrets playing Calvin Johnson on
he should.
Ankle.
Yeah, so do we. We regret you playing him too.
Golden Tate was basically the only bright spot in that Lions offense against Buffalo. Reggie Bush goes down with an injury.
Right.
They just looked like a disaster. Now, Megatron might be inactive against the Vikings. In fact, probably inactive.
Yeah.
Is Matthew Stafford a guy that should be riding the pine until he has Megatron?
I don't think so. It's early in the week right now, but it looks like both Bush and Bell are going to be back for this game. And while Golden Tate isn't requisite of a #1 wide receiver, Tate's not a bad option for a team in a pinch, and he's elite after the catch. So, I'm not panicking on Stafford or the Lions yet. Obviously, the loss of Megatron it's a sizable loss. But, and Stafford hasn't had a great season. Only 6 touchdown passes for Matthew Stafford so far through 5 games. That's half of what I thought he would have at this point. But they're doing the right thing in resting him. Still, there's enough other good weapons. And Minnesota's defense has been bad enough that I think you're still starting Stafford with confidence this week.
All right, Montee Ball has been in these starting gates, stuck there since week 1.
Yeah.
Now he goes down with an injury. Is it his job to win back when he returns?
I think he gets the job back when he returns, and the schedule is going to turn very soft right around the time he comes back. The ideal angle here for fantasy owners, if you've got a good team, you're sitting right now at 4-1, for example, you can prey on a desperate Montee Ball owner and get him cheaply right now. And when he comes back, let's say about week 9, the Broncos will face the 5th easiest remaining schedule for running backs from that point forward. I'm not worried about C.J. Anderson and Ronnie Hillman taking that job. First, neither player is that good. And number 2, they face a really difficult schedule the next couple of weeks, including the Jets and then the Niners the next 2 weeks. That is a tough schedule, so I don't think those guys are even going to have the opportunity to really show themselves to be a particularly, as guys that look like the solution at running back. Keep in mind, the Jets had a terrible game last week, but they're still the #1 run defense in the NFL.
So a little clarity for the Browns and Broncos backfields, and don't think that Tom Brady is back quite yet.
Not quite. No, I don't, and I don't think it's ever. I think we're at the end for Tom Brady, Mike. It's just it doesn't mean he's never going to have another good game, but the end is basically here.
All right, follow us on Twitter at Fantasy Victory. Follow Paul on Twitter at Paul Charchian, and check all of your rankings throughout the week at fantasyvictory.com.